I realized something was very wrong when my partner didn't know how to use a washing machine. My partner Evan and I had been together for just over a year. He's charming, confident, works in tech, and always talked about being independent and self-sufficient. We'd been discussing moving in together, so one weekend I stayed at his apartment to see how we functioned, sharing space. Everything was fine at first. We ordered food, watched movies, talked about furniture, normal couple stuff. Saturday morning, I noticed he'd piled all his dirty clothes into a trash bag instead of a laundry basket. I asked why, and he said the basket was just decorative. Weird, but okay. Then he asked if I wanted to handle the laundry later since I was already up. I laughed, assuming he meant together. He nodded like that made sense. When it was time to actually do it, we went down to the shared laundry room. I started sorting clothes, and Evan just stood there scrolling on his phone. I handed him a detergent pot and said, "Can you toss this in?" He froze, just stared at it like I'd handed him alien technology. He asked, "Where does it go?" I thought he was joking. I pointed to the washer and said, "In the drum." He frowned and said, "Are you sure?" I thought it went in the little drawer. Thing, I explained. Both options work depending on the machine. He nodded, then asked which button starts it. That's when I realized this wasn't playful ignorance. This was real. I asked him how he usually does laundry. He said he drops it off, always, since college. At first his mom did it, then a service, then sometimes his ex didn't mind. I asked if he'd ever done a load himself. He said no, not really, and laughed like it was a fun personality quirk. I tried to keep it light and walked him through the steps. Colors, settings, temperature. He asked questions like, does soap expire? And do towels count as colors? The final straw was when he asked if jeans could go in with shirts, or if denim bleeds forever. Later that afternoon, I asked him how he planned to split chores if we lived together. He said, "We'll figure it out," which turned out to mean he assumed I'd do most of it. Because I seem better at that stuff. I asked what that stuff meant. He said, home things. I told him I wasn't interested in being promoted to full-time life manager. He got defensive and said I was overreacting, that chores were teachable skills and I was being judgmental. I said not knowing something is fine. Never bothering to learn because someone else always picks up the slack is not. The rest of the weekend was awkward. He tried to joke about it, calling himself domestically challenged. But the more he joked, the more I realized how little responsibility he'd ever taken for his own life outside of work. We didn't move in together. We're still together for now. But I made it clear I'm not signing up to parent an adult. He started doing his own laundry, actually doing it, not outsourcing it, and I'm watching closely. Because being shocked wasn't about the washing machine. It was about realizing how much I'd be expected to carry if I didn't say something now.